When I think about Christmas, I don't know about you, but Hong Kong isn't exactly the first place that pops into my head.
Right.
But then you send over this florist's website, and apparently they're a pretty big deal over there. Now I'm finding this whole thing about Christmas traditions in Hong Kong kind of fascinating, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a really good example when you think about how cultures mix together. This florist, I mean, they're taking something as global as Christmas, but they're doing it in a city where, well, Eastern and Western traditions are always bumping into each other.
And it's not like they're just selling, like, reindeer decorations, right? They keep going on about bringing the festive spirit home. It's more about creating a certain
Atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah, and think about it. Hong Kong, it's nonstop, right? It's a whirlwind. So that idea of finding some warmth, some joy,
Yeah.
it probably really connects with people, no matter where they're from or how they usually do holidays.
It's like this need to celebrate is basically universal, no matter what you're celebrating or even how. So, speaking of bringing the festive spirit home, can we talk about the flowers for a sec? Because they've got all the classic Christmas colors, red, white, green, but we're talking like full-on bouquets, not just tinsel and baubles and all that.
That's actually a really good point. It shows how important flowers are in a lot of Asian cultures.
Yeah.
Especially in Hong Kong, flowers aren't just, pretty things to look at. They have a lot of meaning behind them, so they're perfect for celebrations.
Okay, and speaking of meaning, can we just talk about the poinsettias for a minute? I mean, they are everywhere on this website. Are they like a really big deal in Hong Kong for Christmas?
They really are, and it's actually kind of amazing. You see how global trends and local traditions can, they can combine in weird ways, because poinsettias, they're not from China originally. So them being all over this Hong Kong florist's site, it shows how much Christmas has spread all over the world, right? But here's the really interesting part. In Chinese culture, the color red, it means good luck, prosperity.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
So some people in Hong Kong, they see those bright red poinsettias, and they might think, okay, this is bringing good luck for the next year. You've got this whole other layer of meaning on top of what Christmas usually means in the West.
It's like a happy accident, but with cultures.
Exactly.
Okay, but hold on. Because it's not just poinsettias, they've got cacti, amaryllis, and wait, are they selling actual Christmas trees in Hong Kong?
The variety is pretty surprising, I'll give you that. Cacti and amaryllis, I mean, they're festive and all, but they also say Hong Kong to me, It's very cosmopolitan.
Right.
Don't forget, a lot of expats live there, people who aren't from Hong Kong. So they're probably looking for those familiar holiday traditions.
Yeah.
And Christmas trees, well, that's as classic as it gets in the West.
That's true.
So it makes sense they'd be available in a global city like Hong Kong.
I'm also noticing they have a whole thing about ordering in advance. Or, for those of us who are last-minute shoppers,
Oh, yes.
they have same-day delivery.
Classic.
That just screams Hong Kong to me.
100%.
Yeah.
It's that fast-paced lifestyle. Everything happens quickly there. And that includes holiday shopping, it seems.
It's like, look, we know you're busy, but you still need those Christmas vibes, like right now.
Right.
And speaking of being on top of things, it's really interesting how this florist, they take those traditional Christmas things like the colors and flowers, but they mix them with this Hong Kong style,
It's smart, actually.
Yeah.
They show you the classic Christmas stuff,
Yeah.
but then they bring in those elements that are really popular in Hong Kong. Like they have arrangements with lilies, which are huge over there.
Yeah, lilies are everywhere.
But not just any lilies. They're using those amazing Hong Kong hybrids. Those ones with the really bright colors and that delicate scent,
Oh, yeah, I can practically smell them. Those lilies are gorgeous. So it's not about just copying traditions from other places. It's about making them your own, right?
Exactly. And to me, that says something about their culture. It's like this confidence, like they're saying, hey, this is how we do Christmas in Hong Kong. We bring in global stuff. We mix it with our local stuff, and it's all good.
And it's obviously working. Look how popular they are. But you know what else I noticed? The Christmas wreaths. Those circle things people put on their doors.
Oh, good catch. You found another example of this cultural fusion thing we're talking about. Because wreaths, they're super common in Western Christmas decorations, but you don't really see them in traditional Chinese culture.
No, not at all. So the fact that this florist is selling them, they're even giving tips on how to keep them fresh. It makes me think they've found a specific group of people who want this in Hong Kong.
It really makes you wonder, who is buying these wreaths? Is it expats who want a little piece of home? Or maybe it's people from Hong Kong who just love how they look, and they want to add that to their own way of celebrating.
I'm picturing those apartments you see in magazines, the ones in Hong Kong that are super modern and sleek and minimalist. And then, bam, there's this beautiful Christmas wreath on the door. It's like this touch of warmth and tradition in a very modern setting.
Exactly. It's taking something global and giving it that Hong Kong spin, which to me is basically what we've been talking about this whole time. Christmas in Hong Kong isn't just a copy-paste of what the West does. It's this vibrant mix of stuff from all over, their own local spin on things, that energy that you only find in Hong Kong.
It really is like those fusion dishes you can get in Hong Kong, familiar ingredients but with a twist. So we talked about the flowers, the colors, the way they're mixing traditions. What do you think it all means in the bigger picture?
To me, it shows that being part of a culture, it's not about saying no to things from outside. It's about taking those things, understanding them, and then making them your own.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going on with Christmas in Hong Kong.
It's like taking a recipe that everyone knows and adding in some local spices, right? The dish is still familiar, but now it's got a whole other layer of flavor to it. And this website, it's like getting a peek into how that happens.
Exactly. It's a small example of how traditions change.
Yeah.
As they move around the world, they get new meanings, new ways of expressing things.
Right.
And for us, just looking in from the outside, it's a chance to really appreciate how rich and different cultures can be.
It makes you think about other holidays, too. Not just Western ones, but Chinese holidays as well. Like, how do they all fit into this cultural mix that's happening in Hong Kong? Like Lunar New Year, with all its traditions and symbols, How does that celebration change and adapt in Hong Kong?
That is a fascinating question. I think we might have stumbled onto a whole new area to explore here. Who knows what other cultural discoveries are waiting for us?
And on that note, we'll leave you all with that thought.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep those deep dives going.